关系呀? What does it matter? It can be used to refuse to answer a question when someone asks you something unrelated. This is the Cantonese language, as opposite of the Mandarin language that has now taken over the world. It is not the Mandarin language that you know from your Chinese restaurants in the 70s and 80s. It is Cantonese that was spoken in all your Chinatowns. That's why I'm still fuming, because there was a PBS documentary called Chinatowns, How Do We Save Them? And then it was just a bunch of apologetics by these Mandarin-speaking Chinese who were not even here during the any time, and they're embarrassed about the Chinese language. They want to destroy the Chinese language. I'm telling you, this Chinese language is how Americans used to talk back in the 30s. Very straight-laced, very Lois Lane, Dick Tracy, Torchy Blaine. This is how people should talk, is in slang, but at the same time it's very clear, and you're not wasting time. Everybody's time. We don't have 1,000 minutes to listen to something that doesn't get us anywhere. You're basically just doing the bureaucratic communist slide. It's a long slide down because it wastes your time. But these kind of questions, it's sort of like, well, why do you ask? What does it matter? See, we are now in the politically correct world where they're like, oh, that's rude. That's rude to say that. It's not very nice. It's like, well, you're wasting my time, though. Time is very important to me, and it should be important to you, too. So you're going to have to realize that when I say we have to take back the Cantonese language, I'm not talking about just a little nicety of culture. I'm talking about an attitude, about freedom, about straightforwardness, that without it, we are going, your life is going to be so fucking boring and pathetic. I'm telling you. There's a lot of reasons for this. Think about it. Cantonese, not Mandarin, and it's the whole the destruction of the four olds. Take a look at it. Is that not what you're seeing now? Everybody's downgrading everything that's old. Oh, it's old, or whatever, making everybody look that's what they do before they mass murder you all. Have a look at Gustav of Bavaria. Just learned about him and how he got hacked to pieces. Because, because he could see that, in a way, the way things work is that you get everyone brainwashed to thinking that someone else is deserving of their fate. And that's what the mainland Chinese did back in Tiananmen Square back in 1966, and also the Mao, under the Mao reign. When Mao died, he had 10 years of glory time for a little while, where the Chinese had a little bit of, all they did was they wanted a bike and a transistor radio and a newspaper. They were peeking out. We had fantastic things coming out of China at that time. We had our own renaissance of music from the late 70s to the early 80s. And then now it's gone because they threw a wet blanket over all of us when George Bush came in, and they decided they wanted a new world order, built the Three Gorges Dam even after Tiananmen Square, and now everything that's in your home is made in China. Don't be fooled by the renovations things. They want you to renovate your house. Why? All this stuff is still made in China. Now, I don't blame the Chinese. They are actually Manchurian candidates. You talk about that movie, but don't watch the new movie. Watch the old one. The whole of China is a Manchurian candidate, and you're furnishing your home with everything made there. You should have actually helped the Chinese when you had the chance back in the early 80s. But, we were actually flooded with cocaine at the time, so nobody here was equipped to help China. But now there is the seepage problem, but I don't think that the answer is to break treaty with both sides. I don't think the answer is to follow through on anything Eisenhower did or anything anybody planned. The answer is not that. The answer is to be lovable, just like in the last video, to show actually the best of all the generations, to put a halt on all bad television and violence on TV. Well, it's not just that. It's a Titanic of evil that we're surrounded by. What does it matter? Maybe you better answer these questions. I want to know. I'm tired of living in a bureaucracy too.